Hi WordPress users. This video is going to show you a few tips for using the Query Loop block if you are in WordPress Gutenberg using the blocks. So first, if you are trying to figure this out and you've landed on this video or the page, I highly recommend going to WordPress.com to this Query Loop block page. It has a lovely rundown of how this works. Now, I was still confused. So here is a page that I will show you some tips that you probably would find useful. So you can search block, query loop actually, and it will place it on your page. Now, the first thing is if you say choose, it's going to give you patterns that you can choose from. So let's say I pick a visual pattern. So it's automatically picking from my blog post. All right. So I ran into, as I was clicking on items that it brought in, I could not find the settings to change it so that it wasn't coming from my blog post. I even had a hard time being able to delete it out. So a few things that I wanted to show you is one, if you go to the top of your page to this vertical ellipse, you can change from visual editor to code editor. And sometimes code editor gives us an easier way to delete things that we don't want. And you can always switch between by going back to visual editor here. Okay, so this is the setting area that I had a really hard time getting to show up. And the way that you can find it, if you can't find it, is if you're selecting on your items, sometimes it's hard to get to the wider element. So you might need to click on where you think the outline is of this block, and then even then you're not getting the settings showing up here on the right. So you then need to click on the parent block query loop. Once that's selected, now over on the right you get query loop block, and you get the settings inherit query from template. If you untoggle that, now you can change your post type. You have newest to oldest, oldest to newest, A to Z, Z to A. You can choose pages, and then if you have custom post types, which in this case I do, it is called letter. So you can see it can also bring in your custom post types. It would allow you to filter. So right now I have filters by authors and keyword. And then advanced is going to bring in your styling and also what HTML element you're wrapping it in. There are also display settings, so items per page, max page to show, offset, your alignment. Let's see. We should be able to click in, and now if we did a grid view, we could change the view, a list view, a grid view, post template, columns. So we have quite a bit of options. So you can see at this point, I put 2 in one column. There's grouping, so it can get pretty complicated, but for me, this is where I started to get a little bit lost, is that I was having a hard time getting to the loop area. And the other thing that you might need to do on your computer is, if you come into your vertical ellipse, there's preferences, and you might have some of these general interface preferences, such as allow right-click contextual menus, or maybe always open list view, appearance. Let's see accessibility blocks. You might not have all your blocks turned on, so that might be your problem. So just know that you also have this preferences option. In addition to, as you're working with the query loop, I want to draw your attention to the document overview icon in the top left of your latest version of WordPress. When you open this, you're able to see the list view and the outline. So your outline is going to let you see your heading. Your list view is going to let you open all of the wrappers, divs, basically if you think about it as containers that things live within. And this will also be a really easy way to select what you want. So in this case, you can see this is actually the query loop. All right, so to notice, you are going to want in your settings to make sure that you have your right column or panel shown and this left one as you're working. So as you would expand and open to get to, let's say, your query loop, now the details for your query loop are over here on the right. If you can't see them, that's because you have that panel hidden. So click on your settings and it will open it. The same, if you can't see your list view, you can open that with your document overview icon. All right, so you'll likely find that it takes a little bit of getting used to being able to grab your query, but know that your loop is there and you are looking for select parent block of columns, select parent block group, columns, columns, and now we're at query loop. So you can continue to push this left button and it will move you up the level of divs and groups and kind of hidden boxes that are there. And once you get it to query loop, when you click it, that is how, oh, let's see, we might have to continue to click it until we get to query loop. And once it's on query loop over here in block, this is where we can change the settings. All right, I hope you find this helpful. If you have other WordPress questions, on designertofullstack.com, we have lots of posts that include WordPress and PHP programming and tips that will be helpful. And if you'd like to stay updated on our channel, make sure you subscribe. All right, happy programming.